Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome. How are we all doing today, guys? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome to another week on the charts. Without further ado, guys, let's get this show on the road. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world, both to YouTube and TikTok. Appreciate the support, guys. Big week, massive week ahead with the news this week. It's going to be a huge one. We've got a lot of high impact scheduled news. Not only that, we've got also the August the 1st, so the tariffs, apparently the deals have to be done before that particular date. We've had a big one go through over the weekend, that being the EU and the US, so that may open up the door to further agreements between other countries as well. So we'll see, but it's definitely going to be something to keep a bit of an eye on. It's going to be a big week, so we'll quickly have a look at the news before we begin having a look at charts here today. Today, not a great deal in regards to our session. There's not really anything scheduled, but again, maybe some news to come out. The tariffs could break at any point. Moving forward, Tuesday is when it starts with the NY session. That's a couple hours into NY session. We've got some high impact job opening results, and then moving forward, Wednesday's a big day for the Aussie dollar. Obviously ADP for the US dollar and FOMC. It's a massive day on Wednesday, followed up, backed up again by Thursday for unemployment claims, and to finish off the week once again, NFP. So big week, and it's going to be interesting times. So without further ado, guys, we will take a look at the charts, and you guys know the drill. If you could, make sure to smash that like button. YouTube, don't forget to smash the like button. TikTok, hit that little screen for me as much as you possibly can before I get another warning. We need to get the viewers, onto the stream. Let's have a good one, guys, and let's start. And first of all, take a look at the beast that is the gold. Guys, if you have any questions or any charts you'd like me to look at, as always, feel free to send those into the chat and I will do so shortly. But guys, let's begin and let's have a look at gold, and starting on the weekly time frame. All right, so looking at the weekly, difficult to be honest. That closure, what we are doing is we're basically respecting the resistance here in the daily time frame, closing back weak bearish for long upper wick. Based off that, in my opinion, there'd be a high probability that we would continue to the downside, but right back really in the middle of this consolidation, so difficult to know really what to make of it. What we've got though is the current daily has a lower high, lower low already to the previous weekly, so below the current daily candles low is likely going to be some options to take a sell. We'll see what further options there may be upon the pullback though within the current daily candle itself. So the daily, what we can see in the daily is that we have, counter probabilities yet again are to the downside, but we have tapped into some strong support here to the left hand side around at 33.25, and we're back above at the minute another support around at 33.40 region. So it is a potential level. This is where it's a little bit of a conflicting story, because the weekly suggests that we could potentially continue bearish. The daily suggests we're at a potential level where price could reverse, head back up to the resistance back at 33.440, once again 430, that sort of region. But again, counter probabilities are to the downside. So let's go down to the 4 hour. Let's also mark in the current day's high. We're pretty much at it just now, and we'll go down to the 4 hour time frame and begin to mark in our levels here. So the 4 hour, once again, we're popping back above the support here to the left. What we're going to do is just mark in the current daily candles low, and as far as resistance, we're a fair distance off that for the time being, but we'll mark that level in. We'll add some levels obviously on the minor time frame. So the 4 hour is when I begin to look at structure itself, and that is technically bearish at the minute. But what we do have is counter probabilities being to the upside at strong support, so potential reversal zone, and the 4 hour is about to close. Off the back of that, could there be some potential buys using the 4 hour time frame? We'll have a look at that shortly. We'll move now on to the 15. So we know we're at a solid support here in the daily, but we're bearish on the 4 hour with daily and weekly counter probabilities to the downside. All right, so now looking at the 15, and we are in fact at a very strong level here. It is a level where we previously had consolidation and were sellers present, shifted the market back further downwards. So it is a level of liquidity, all this level to me, where there is likely going to be a substantial sell orders, but what we're going to be looking at is to see how price reacts to that zone. If it begins to once again consolidate and only to pop above, close above it, then I feel there's a high probability we could continue up and potentially retest the resistance around 33.58. So that is one potential option. So we are within the current daily. Again, we are forming bullish and we are creating a sequence of higher lows, higher highs at the minute. So if we do in fact pop above 33.49, begin to close above that point there, then in my opinion, it would be highly probable that price will move up to around that 33.55 to 58.59, that sort of region. So the back of that, I'd be looking for potential buys above that point there. Now, having said that, we've just literally just swept the high of the day, just by a little bit. With prior to it formed support about halfway into the zone just here. Let's just see, is there any margin below it for some potential early sell options below that point? We've got about 13 pips. Look, I would consider it. Because I do feel that if we did reject this resistance again, seeing it is a strong level, I feel there is a high probability that we could actually come back down towards the 4-hour support back at that 33, 32 sort of region. So off the back of that, could possibly look for the sells below, potentially. Just depends, because if it pushes and closes close to the low of this support, and we're best just to wait for it to actually pop below that point there. So we'll put sells below. Do I prefer it below there? We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see the approach, and we'll determine at the particular time if it does in fact pop back down to that level. Aside from that, again, if we do consolidate back at this resistance here and begin to pop below to consolidation, once again, this could just be a bit of a liquidity grab, taking the Asian session high in order for us to have the volumes come back down towards the low of the day yet again. So off the back of that, if we were to begin to pop below 30, well, it forms some minor support below 33.43, 44, and start to close below the minus support as per this little arrow, this illustration here, then potentially could look for a sell to take it back down. That's pretty much it on the gold in a minute. I would consider buys from lower down. It's a bit of a mixed bag in my opinion, so I'm prepared to look for options in either direction. We don't have a really strong indication on the weekly. Normally on a Monday, if the weekly closes very strong, bullish or bearish, I prefer to follow the strength of that previous weekly candle. But again, the weekly was just a really weak candle, closing right back into consolidation. So it's a little bit in yeah, right in the middle of the higher time frame range right now. So it is a bit difficult, but we'll see. We've got a plan and we'll be following the plan throughout, and if and when the time comes, we will take an option to enter a trade. That is the goal, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure TikTok, you guys hit that screen for me. So far so good on TikTok today. All right, interesting. Wonder for how long. All right, so that is gold. Now let's turn our attention. There is not an entry just now. This candle is about to close. The hourly, there's no entry just yet, so we'll look at GJ now, and we'll start once again on the weekly time frame. And that candle closing back, I will call that weak bearish. It's closed. Well, actually, let's use the fib just to be accurate here. Okay, so it's strong bearish. It's closed just below 50%, top to bottom, bottom to top, doesn't make a difference. So we can see here that would indicate it's a strong bearish closure, still left along lower wick. So again, probabilities, well, if we were to begin to break the low of that candle, don't have a great deal of margin to next support on the weekly time frame. What we're going to do is go down to the daily. Daily is absolutely terrible, just heavy consolidation. but we still remain above resistance here to the left hand side. It is a strong level, this 198.50 sort of level to 198 flat. We still continue to respect it. We wick down into it only to remain above it, but very choppy price action here on the daily structure. We are bullish. The 4-hour structure is, this is going to be a tricky one to determine by the looks of it. Still bearish. Yep, still bearish as long as we remain below this swing point here. Again, very choppy price action, just heavy range here on the 4-hour, just consolidating. So normally in this situation I would not even bother with GJ, and we likely won't be, to be honest. But anyway, whilst the matter, let's continue with the analysis. On to the M30, and that is bearish off the back of this move to the downside from last Tuesday. So therefore we have the 30-minute being bearish. We had the 4 hours still bearish. We got weekly was bearish. So off the back of that, I'd prefer to sell it. But even the 30s is in the middle of a range. So on GJ, I'd be adding in another minor range just here. And what I'd be looking for is price to either pull back to level A, this 198.70, 750 rejection, and look for an opportunity to take sell, or higher up around that 199 flat sort of region. Price did pop up to that point there. The 4-hour resistance, I would also look for a potential option to take a sell off the back of price rejecting that zone, being in what I believe is a downtrend. So that is my opinion of GJ, but I likely will not be going near it. And last but not least, let's have a look at German 40. All right, so a few gaps here by the looks of it. Obviously off the back of the tariff news with the deal between the EU and US being done, this has been a good thing for the German index here. So back up near the all-time high by the looks of it. Starting at weekly, gap to the upside here. It's just marking a low of that candle. We are bullish in the weekly. Daily counter probabilities are obviously to the upside, but at resistance now. So potential level we could look for signs of rejection from. 4-hour is still technically bullish as well, so it's likely going to be bullish across the board here. Let's mark in resistance, which we're currently at. Probably want to be just above it. We'll be marking another level above it and want to see if there is any margin whatsoever to look for some potential buyers. Now onto the 15-minute time frame. We'll mark in some support on this particular time frame here, and I want to include that gap. And what I'd be looking for on German 40, in my opinion, we remain bullish as long as we remain above the market open. So if we begin to pop below the market open, close below it, that is when I would consider opportunity to take a sell off the back of the rejection. The 4-hour resistance, the daily resistance, breaking structure in the M15 time frame, we're likely going to fill that gap at market open at that point there. Aside from that, let's see above this resistance. Does look like probably do have a, yeah, do believe it'd be a good opportunity to take a buy above. Let's just mark it in. We're far off it for the time being. Buys above the resistance here on 24.50, 565.8 roughly, and that's how I'd be looking. Otherwise, buys from the pullback. It is in big strong uptrend, so therefore on the Monday I'd rather trade in line with the strength of the trend and the buy. So is exactly what I'd be looking for. Is my opinion of the 3 pairs, guys. Let's have a good one and keep an eye on the gold rejecting the resistance for the second time. So potentially it is a bit of a liquidity grab, breaking the Asian session higher at strong resistance here to the left. So let's just see how we close on the 15th. There is to be any option to take an early sell. Meantime, guys, who we got here today? Tony Gold, great g'day to you. Sketchmas, yep, guys, hit the like button. New week, new pips. That's it, let's get it, mate. Kyle F, more into you. USD, I think you mean, Tony. Yeah, I'll have a look and I'll get to the TikTok chat in a moment. So Aussie closed very strong bullish in a previous weekly candle. Not sure, to be honest, by the pullback on the majors at the minute. I would have thought off the back of the EU doing a deal with the US, that would be a good thing for risk on. But maybe not. Gold is dropping. We've got strength in the DXY. So strong bullish on the weekly. Let's just remove the zones here. Based off that, we could mark in a 50% of the previous weekly candle and see if there is. So we're currently at it. So let's see if there is any support at that level where price could potentially begin to form support yet sorry, bit of a tongue twist there, and head back up. Daily, what we do have is counter probabilities. If we break the low of the previous candle to the downside, rejecting a resistance here to the left, so got consecutive daily candles to the downside here. Afterwards, a strong push to the upside. The 4-hour structure is bullish and approaching some support. Not quite tapped in, but a potential reversal point here on the 4-hour. I'm marking that level of resistance at 65.85 roughly, and move on to the M30, which in my opinion, no real swing here. It's just consolidation. For me, I would consider the level it's rejected the swing. If there's no 2 candle pullback in the opposite direction at this point here, but does look more like a swing. So yeah, I would say as long as we remain below the daily high, which I think was the market open, pretty all around the Asian open anyway, then I believe we're bearish. I just adjust this zone though, because it's a lot cleaner once we pop below 65.483, and you're also back below psychological round number at that point as well. So that's where I'd be looking for continuation sells. And otherwise, the upside, again, we've got structure on the higher time frames. It's bullish. So look, if we bounce off the 4-hour support and begin to close above the most recent resistance, then I feel there's a good chance we're heading back up towards the daily high. So 65.676 to be exact. Closures above that point is where I'd be looking for a buy option, take back up. That is AU, mate. So hopefully that helps you out a bit. Back to the gold. And let me get to TikTok. Apologies, guys. To the 50 odd of you on stream in a minute. Hope you're all doing well. Don't forget to smash the like, smash the screen. Thank you to the 7 new followers. Let me see what I've missed in the TikTok chat. Look like much. 100 sleepy. Hey bro, if you answer this first, I've looked at the charts all day. So nah. Still early, mate. It's very early into proceedings. Don't have to jump straight in. LM will hit 33.50 and then drop. Maybe, I don't know. It's at resistance just now, so potential level where it could drop, but it could also burst through, but need to wait for confirmation either direction for me before I take any trades. SV, what's the website where I can start? TradingView. TradingView it's a free app. You don't need, all you need is the basic version. You don't need the paid version, and this is it. So helps. Well, you've got obviously all the different ticker symbols. You can type it in up here. You've got the different tools over here. You can mark up your charts. This is a lot easier than the MetaTrader when it comes to doing your analysis. A lot more user friendly. Sleepy when I have the confirmation, do so from resistance. Lewis Watson, what time frame are you on here? 15. Yep, 15. Liam Juice. Prediction goal, as long as we remain below 33.49 roughly, I think we're likely to head back down towards the daily low. I think more into you, mate. Hope you well. Thoughts on ETH? Absolutely flying. Yeah, it's the only crypto I hold anything of, other than some real shitcoin. Yeah, I mean, ETH obviously starting to, by the looks of it, well, actually, Bitcoin's made a bit of a move again, hasn't it? I'm gonna say it looks like ETH is leaning away, but Bitcoin's also starting to head back up towards the all-time high. ETH approaching some very strong resistance here on the high time frame. It's pretty much at it on the daily. So I'd be looking at slightly higher time frames when it comes to crypto. I would just mark that level in. And so long as it remains above 3,500 flat, basically, it's going to be bullish in a higher time frame. So we want to see daily closures remaining above that point. Now, if it begins to reject and close below it, then I feel there's a good chance we could make a more substantial pullback. Doesn't mean it's going into a massive crypto winter, whatever they call it, but it's more likely to make a pullback. But either way, they're all going to follow Bitcoin at the end of the day. 4 hour also very bullish. So yeah, it'd be 3,500 would be the level I'd want price to respect. If it did pop back down to it, I'd be looking for buy options. And that's pretty much how when it comes to crypto, that's how I do it. I'd be seeing limit order buys with the trend. As soon as the trend buckles and as soon as we start to pop below 3,500, I'd be looking for sell options. But I don't trade crypto, so my personal opinion. Back to gold. So we've got 2 and a bit minutes left on the M15. All right, shit members, let me quickly send you guys a link. Had a good sim session with the team yesterday. It's good to see quite a few of the members on it for a change. All right, link has been sent. So let's quickly check a few things here. Have we the margin? Just. What have we got in the 5 minute? Have we got support? Yes. Alrighty, guys. We may have a potential early entry here on gold. Rejecting, we've grabbed liquidity from the Asian high. We've just formed support in the 5 minute. Closing the 15 back bearish. So if this closes close to its low, then I could look for a potential sell below the 15-minute candle's lows as an early entry. Stop loss would be safely back above the high. There'd be a bit of a wider stop loss. Smaller risk, seeing it is a Monday, is what I would suggest. It's up to you guys what you do. The low on my particular broker is 33.41.18, so 33.40.95 is a potential entry point. As a potential early way of getting in. That's what I'm currently looking at, guys. Judge Kajai, sorry, these names. You may go to 33.54 to 57, potentially. Crypto Engineer 41, gold buy or sell. Looking for a potential sell, but I want it to close stronger. I don't want it to start pulling back. I want this 5 minutes to close relatively close to its low. The preference would be for it to close right near the low of the previous 5 minute to engulf that candle itself. But it looks like we may be just struggling to do so at the minute. Gold bought dip at 1400 on ETH. Yeah, so did I, to be honest. A little bit higher up. I was layering in at about 2, and then I ended up, my lowest position was about 15. Go ETH, yeah. I mean, it's good to see, but I kind of wish it hadn't gone so quick because I don't feel I've got enough. Vice, what's up? Good day to you. All right, so watching gold, 10 seconds. Let's see. We want to close. We want to push a little bit lower. All right, let's have a look at a few things. The 30 still open. Previous 30 was a strong candle. 15 closing back bearish at resistance. 5 minute, we've got some support. Not the strongest closure. No upper wick on the current candle. Gonna be a bit more patient, guys. It's not quite the closure that I wanted. Plus, we still don't have an upper wick, so irrespective of whether it closed in the right level at the right level or not, I don't have an upper wick, so I definitely can't take an entry unless I have a wick in the opposite direction to my trade. Everything been hearing really good stuff about H bar. Yeah, H bar. I actually had a look at it before the stream. It's not at its all-time high. H bar is, I think if I'm not mistaken, I could be completely wrong here, guys. So don't at me. I don't know enough about crypto. Is it not too dissimilar to XRP? Thought they're of a similar sort of, I don't know, what would you call it? Fundamentally, quite similar. Austin, what website or app do you use to trade? To trade, MetaTrader 5 through my broker. But to chart, this is TradingView. Everything long term, yep. AU doesn't move? No, not much. It just stays in pretty much a range the whole time. For the most part, when it moves pretty strong to the downside. Goats, good day to you, mate. Bartman, yep. Appreciate it. Tony, appreciate you. Just Mix Key, good day to you. Some Rastafari charts on gold. Gold, yeah, it's a bit all over the shop, isn't it? We want this 5 minutes close below. We may have an option as long as we still got the margin. Nev, good day to you, brother. Hope you're well. And Franco, good morning to you. You guys, welcome to join the Zoom call if you like. Link has been sent. You hearing a dollar around the corner, Arafin? Doing way better. Scrolly, okay. Yeah. I mean, I think its all-time high was 40 cents. So I just want to keep an eye on gold around 40 something. I'll have a look at after though. But I've also heard a few people mention it. So yeah, you could be on something. A broker is, I will type it into the chat. Pharaoh, that's for you. SJM, what are you looking for in gold? We're looking for at least now 5 minute closure below support. We've got the 15 closing back bearish, but the current daily is forming bullish. The structure within the daily candle is bullish. We are at a very strong level of rejection, in my opinion. Most recent support is on the 5 minutes, so we need to close below a level of support before I'm interested in taking a sell from the current level. All right, looks like we're potentially pushing. All right, so let's see. Want a closure below, and the new low has just been created, so we'll have to adjust entry off the back of that. So we may be looking at 33, 40, 60, but we need the confirmation of this candle closing. Want this candle closure. Aaron, I think it's going 33 for 2 if it does end up bullish. I'm not sure about 52 to be honest. I mean, we've got some resistance around that 49. If it breaks above that, there's a good chance it will continue bullish. But anyway, I'm keeping a bit of an eye on it for the time being. All right, guys, looks like we're about to close and close in the vicinity. I would like it to close in. So let's see what options we may get. Stop loss, I'd probably have it above that bullish candle. And we're not closing below. All right, so there will be no entry if that's the case. Need to be patient with the guys. No, not the closure I want. All right, no entry. We're still waiting. And at the moment, it looks like we could be waiting for the 30. So we'll move on. Let's have a look at it to the upside. So to the upside, if we begin to pop above 33.49, I do believe 33.54 is the next target. And then above that point there, 58.59, that sort of region up to 60. That's what I'd be focused on. So we really want to be strict with it, guys. We want to follow the rules. Reason being is because within the daily, we are forming bullish. We are forming structure to the upside at daily / 4 hour support. So Need to be really strict with it. Wait for closures and then look to execute off the back of that. Firo, all good, mate. Let's have a look at H-bar. I just look at US dollar terms. All right, so I want to see what was the all-time high here. 58 cents. So it's pretty much halfway into its all-time high. So value-wise, if you're just looking at value-wise, pretty good value. But this is an older coin, so obviously not all the dinosaur coins will continue bullish. Some will just die by the wayside. As far as levels it's at, I mean, it's broken a resistance. It looks pretty good to pop up to 31, but personally be trading it. So as per ETH, I'd be looking for swing points on a higher time frame, and I would say so long as it really remains above 22 flat, basically, I'd be looking for pullback buys. And if it does remain above that level, I feel we are still quite bullish. So yeah, if you're looking to get involved in a coin like this one, then what I would personally do is just pick these levels, the levels of liquidity, of support, and I just have layer in buy limit orders on the pullback. And if it doesn't pull back, it is what it is. Otherwise, possibly begin to layer in if you have conviction in a particular asset. What I do with silver, irrespective of the actual price, I have conviction in that particular asset class, so I do just buy in every, usually every week. Actually, longest I've not bought silver in a while. About 3 weeks now, almost. 2 and a bit weeks. It doesn't feel right. All right, back to the gold, and we keep popping back down, but respecting that level. So once again, not fast, not in any drawdown, not in any trade at the minute. 6 and a bit minutes, well, just under 7 minutes actually for the 30 to close here. So even if the 30 closes strong bearish, may not look like we've necessarily got much margin. We may, if we were to use the candle itself, have a wide stop. But let's just say the new candle opens up and creates a decent upper wick. We could still manage to perhaps get into a cheeky little sell to take it back down, rolling with a decent stop loss. It's about to go though. All right, all good. Yeah, I'm not going to enter at 5 minutes before the 30-minute candle closure here, so I'm just going to wait. Ezra, oh yeah. No, I was waiting for the closure below because we kept wicking below but popping back up. What would TP be if you answered? Well, TP is literally next support, so 33, 38, 50. There's not a great deal of margin. All right. One more potential option would be, oh, there it goes. There she goes. All right. Gonna say limit order. Yeah, so okay, well done if anyone did take it, but for me, yeah, I'd rather trade on the side of caution, being first potential entry of the week. All right, so we'll need to wait and reassess. All good. Never worked this week. All good, mate. Not a problem. Good afternoon to you. All right, so let's just quickly suss this out again. There is a valid limit order at the low of the bullish candle. A little bit risky though, taking it just before the closure of the M30. But if we do believe the 30 is going to close back strong bearish, it would be a decent way of layering in. It is a valid entry. Low is 33.41.18.
good morning, Justin.
How are you, mate?
I'm oversleep.
Oh, a bit tired, eh? So you sound
Yeah,
like you just woke up.
correctly. So unfortunately, there's a big move on EU. Is there some special news there?
Well, tariffs are being agreed upon.
Uh-huh. How
Yeah.
much?
I think it was 15%, but US
Okay.
agreed to import a certain amount of. I think it was cars. I'm not too sure, mate. I just know there was something agreed upon.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah. I need to read some news there.
Yep. All right, guys. Just quickly, I've got a sell limit at 33.41.18. But it may not trigger in. So we'll see if the 30 closes. Still, as long as we don't tap into a target, we may have an entry here. Yeah, EU is tariffs. I'm not sure why it's dumping though. The majors are dumping. It could be if the back is further news. Maybe the rest of the agreements aren't going too well at the minute. I'm not too sure. Goku buy gold. Well, look, if it comes back down to the support and respects it, then potentially yes. But in a minute, looking for potential sell. Stay entry is 33.47. Nice one. 47. You must have got in last week. I don't see, unless on a different broker may have reached that level, but it's not reached it on this particular one. 45. Okay, yep. All right. So 30 is pushing. Let's see. We don't want to tap into target. Stay fun. Yeah, I've got to sell limit. But we'll see. Tobias here long, hoping for 33. On gold from 33.36, hoping 33.50. Yeah, just again have a management plan because it has retested a high time frame resistance and is rejecting it. So just be careful of that. And was correct, just waiting for a confirmation. In the day it was, yeah, gonna tap in. All right, gonna have to wait, guys. Likely gonna have to wait. All right, the M30. But we'll wait and see how the M30 performs. If it pops down to create a lower wick first, we tap into the support, then there's no way I'm going to take or remove the order. But otherwise, if it just pops straight up, it's not doing. Yeah, as soon as it breaks this low, it's likely tapping into that support, and there's no way I'll be taking it if that's the case. And then the plan would be to look for buys from support or sells below it. Would be the next plan. Giraffe, bro, this market is going up. It's, yeah, currently retracing from a high time frame resistance. But we could be looking for buys shortly if it taps into, yep, so there we go. So I'm going to remove the order. And no longer looking at that potential entry. So now I'm going to be focused on the buys from the current level. We're looking for buys above. We'll see. Still early, guys. Still very early. Then we have rules. Rules are there to protect us. Sometimes we miss a trade, all good. But when we do execute upon according to our rules, when there is more than 80%, more about 80% chance we'll be on the right side of things. Yogesh, good morning to you. It's a sell from 44. Nice one. I think this week is retracement week on multi-year data. August month is always bullish. Okay. Daniel, we missed that sell. Yeah, all good. All good. Just wanted to see at least a 5-minute closure, something below that point. It's what it is. Oh, to me, it's not a missed move. It just means it wasn't your trade. Patience is key. It definitely is, mate. Definitely is. Let's have a quick look at GJ. GJ is at resistance. Nice clean move up. New candles just open, pop straight down. EA is another one I keep a little bit of an eye on lately. Let's actually do the analysis on it. Starting at the week bullish candle. High, low. So GDF candle probability to the upside. Current candle, absolutely no volume whatsoever. Does have a high, low, higher, high. So therefore, if we were to continue bullish, not much of a need to break the low of the current daily candle. Just marking both levels and see what we've got either side, and work our way down to the 4-hour time frame, which to me looks to be still technically bearish. Yep, the 4 hours bearish. Just heavy consolidation at the minute. Looks pretty good above it. Below it looks probably better below this level 178.450. Now onto the 30-minute time frame, which is the main time frame as far as the lower time frames are concerned. I focus on when it comes to the actual currency pairs. And all right, it's a tough zone to mark in, to be honest. 30 appears to be bullish, or yeah, it's bullish. It's a bit of a mixed bag. You got weekly and M30s bullish. You got daily structure, or I think both were bearish from memory. So yeah, it's just in consolidation. Buys above look good. Closures above that point would be nice for a potential buy option. Otherwise, I'll be waiting for it to come back down, form support, look for a potential buy from lower down. And what I'd also say is we're still technically bullish as long as we remain above 178.450. Wow, gold is melting. Shit. I'll be looking for buys above that point. Gold is shitting the bed. All right, we still could get some buy options, guys. Hence, if we close back above, then still could get buy options here. Need to be patient with it. Work anyone who is in a sell. And majors are absolutely crumbling at the minute. What is going on? What's breaking news wise? Nothing of high impact. Yeah. Strengthen US dollar, I suppose that's it. This one is key. Missing his trade is nothing for Justin. He's already up 20%. No, it wouldn't be 20%. I haven't traded that much this month, to be honest, mate. Definitely up, but it's not 20%. Goats 4-hour and dailies going in channel. So at the moment, that channel price is at the bottom. I think it's going to be strong buys from tonight. On gold, fair enough. Really, this market's preparing to move up, possibly. DS Nevek, good evening, good day to you. Welcome, mate. Hope you're well. Yep, and likewise to you. Weekend was pretty good. Hopefully yours was as well. Wow, for that. All right, so when candles close, we'll reassess. Till that time, I'm gonna stick with the same levels. We do close below the current blue zone, and around the next potential zone where we're currently at, we'll move this zone. We'll mark this in for the time being. Jury, I think you mean bullish. I like gold or your funded trade? No, not funded. Personal capital. Gotta be very careful with funded accounts. My experience was an absolute disaster. So we'll give another one a try, but that will be with one that's reputable, one that I've seen proof that is probably FTMO. Morgs, you think of sell or buy at the moment currently in? So yeah, if you're in a sell, why not? I was looking for an option to sell from up here, but unfortunately what I wanted to see went without me. Wanted to see the closure below or the pullback limit order at that bullish candle's low. None of those actually happened, so you're on the right side of things, which is good. But again, just what's your plan? You have to have a trade management plan once you execute upon the trade. Yogesh, August traditionally bullish month. Also, Trump may put sanctions on India and China in August. If we got Taco again, no one can save dollar. China is after USD. Mostly August will be bullish. I don't know if China is specifically after US dollar to be maybe to squash it, but not to accumulate it. They're more concerned by accumulating gold and silver, precious metals, and that type of thing. Things of value. Reason being is because it would obviously be very good for their BRICS agreement when it comes to trade with other BRICS members. So yeah, I don't think China's, if anything, they're probably dumping US dollars. I think Japan did recently as well. But the US dollar's been in free fall for a while, so it does also, you know, make pullbacks. At the moment, it's making a pretty strong one. Still very bearish though. To for Liam, morning. First time here. Yeah, from Melbourne, mate. Welcome to the stream. 100 sleepy. Bro, your personal is it 5 or 6 feet, and what would it be? Would be the best balance to start with. Don't have to disclose the exact amount, to be honest. And best balance to start with is whatever you can afford to lose. There's the mech. Be careful with FTMO. Check out God Loves vids. Best regard. Yeah, I mean, of course, why not? It'd be good to check out everything prior to trying anything. But it's just from what I've seen. I've seen people being paid out, and some being paid out within minutes. Literally, I think 7 minutes. My mate got paid out, and it happened pretty much twice. I think one time was about 12 minutes, the other time was 7 minutes. But the reality is, these prop firms, they're happy to pay a small handful, but they rely on many people who will just provide liquidity to the pool by paying for challenges and flunking them. And that's pretty much how they're paying out the rest. Thank you for the sticker. Fortunately, I can't read that name, but I do appreciate it. All right, let's see. We want closures above here, guys. So first of all, 15. So if it's 15, we have to go within it to look to the 5 minute. We want to see a bit of resistance. So what I really like to see in this situation is, first of all, start to close back above and then have a 5 minute candle closing back, weak bearish in the opposite direction, and then potentially buy as price broke the high of the bearish candle. So still a lot for that to happen. We're still closing, by the looks of it, pretty strong bearish, so nothing yet. I guess, yep, you're right. Like Russia, China also want real value things like gold and silver to make their economy sanctions proof up to some, yep. Yeah, I agree. Self-sufficient as well. Obviously, I rely on, well, silver is pretty much in everything. So is copper. Also rare earths. A lot of it comes out of Russia. I think the majority of it comes out of Russia. So yeah, they're building their own self-sufficient economy, and yeah, they don't really need the US dollar. That's why they're trying to move away from it. All right, let's see on gold here. So maybe we are going to close back above, but again, we need that 5 minute structure to begin to form. When you're sleepy, don't do prop firms. It's not worth, and you will lose. Yeah, well, look, I passed one, but again, they would not pay out when it came to payout time. Some bullshit excuse. So I think you're just going to be really picky which one you choose. Atif Berlin, good to know, man. I lived in Melbourne for 2 years now, but oh, you live in Perth now? Okay, probably better than Melbourne. Melbourne's, it's too cold. Julie's my trading tutor uses swears by it. What, FTMO or what excuse? That I was within breach of breaching the accumulated drawdown. So out of every single trade taken, but I was never ever close to actually the floating drawdown limit, or obviously the entire drawdown limit. Never ever close. It was in profit, obviously. That's why I was due a payout. But I questioned them about this rule because it wasn't in any of their parameters before I took the challenge. It's not in their it's still not in the rules to the day. So it was a 300k account, and within it, the max you could ever lose is 20k. So on all losses accumulated put together, irrespective of drawdown. Go figure, guys. On a 300k account, your losses are going to be at least a k or 2 or 3. So you don't need to lose that much to many times to get to that 20k mark. And I mentioned it was their mistake. Watching gold here, guys. So we want a 5 minute bearish candle basically before we can take an entry, as long as we continue to close above this point. They said it was my mistake. And thank you for the drawing. But then they said they'll fix it, not to worry. Got to the point where they didn't fix it, they locked me out of my account, and then they gave me a hard breach for being inactive. So I was back and forth with them for ages about what was going on, and they said it was my fault, their fault, my fault, their fault, and then hard breach because of lack of inactivity. Sorry, lack of activity. All right, so we've closed back above 315. It would be nice if we closed a little bit stronger, but we're still closing bearish. So the next options are going to be bullish engulfing M15, which will close the 30 back bullish, or like I mentioned, on the 5 minute, if we begin to form a little bit of structure in a 5 minute, begin to pop above the structure on the 5, then we could have a potential option to take a buy off the back of that. Can't sue. I was really close to pursuing something. My niece is well equipped to help me out with that. Qualified qualified in that regard. But it's just not worth it, to be honest. There's a bit of cash too. It was, what, about 6k Aussie, I think it was. Alfonso, buy potentially. Alright, for the sells, what do we need? We need to be back below this point. We still could get the sell options, guys. Let's go buyer's price look in a moment. Well, looks like it still wants to potentially come down a bit further. Your guess shells have lithium, new electroeconomical. Yep. Which prop firm you? Only funds. We call them only scams, me and my mate, because they did the dirty on a mate of mine as well. Alright guys, let's see. If this closes like so in the next 2 and a bit minutes, I may take a buy. This price breaks the 5-minute candle high. Reason being is because this would suggest to me that we're twice up back down into this range below 33.38, only to reject. We've bounced at a level of support which lines up with some resistance here to the left, but a second time we well down into that level or around that level. If we begin to reject and remain above really that 33.38 region, those weak, very weak bearish here, then I potentially look for a buy as price begins to break the 5-minute candles high. But we want it to close very weak. We want it to preferably close right up near the high of this zone. And if not, who knows? We still could be looking at sells. Humble what I'm expecting for London session. I have no expectations. What I will do is react if and when the time comes. So I'm looking for a potential buy, perhaps, depending on candle closures. And if we end up being below 33.36, 36.50, then I'm more inclined to look for a sell. Yeah, I guess I remember this. Yeah, don't, whatever you do. It's funny because as soon as the shit started to hit the fan with them, I checked reviews and everyone was saying the exact same shit. Got denied some bullshit rule that was never ever, you know, part of the actual challenge. You also work for prop firms and nowadays difficult to choose a good one. Yeah, it definitely is. Alright guys, let's focus because we may have a potential peaky buy option here above the bearish candle's high. Now the high of that candle on my broker is we don't want to flip. Can't close bullish. I need that structure. I need that confirmation on the 5-minute. So the high is 33.39.03. That has to close bearish. So roughly 33.39.25. If this closes weak bearish, doesn't, still no entry. We got 15 seconds, guys. Let's see if we're going to get confirmation here. Watching my broker's chart as well. It's just not going to happen. No, it's closing back bullish. All right. So with 10 minutes left, it's likely going to come down to 15 closure here. If we close back bullish above, it'll close the M30 weak bearish. If we close bullish engulfing the M15, it'll close the M30 bullish back above, which is even better. And off the back of that, we could execute a potential buy. So I'm going to wait for session open now. Humble agree, buys looking good. Yep. Advisor, are you selling? No. Docs gold hangs at 33.50. YouTube guys, how we going? If you could, please hit the like button. Only 15 likes. Let's get like number up. Okay. more focused on buys at the moment. LM had a buy at 33.29. Nice one, mate. Again, have a plan. His price has tapped into a resistance and is rejecting. So ideally what we'd like to see now is this candle would be nice if closed pretty much as is, only to be followed by something like so, which will close the 5-minute and the 15-minute back above. Would also close the 15-minute back bullish, leaving a long lower wick. Off the back of that, I would definitely look for a buy moving forward into London Open. The aren't buy where TP. Well, you'd be targeting pretty much the resistance at the daily high. But in between, I would definitely secure some profits. Once again, guys, thank you to the new followers. Good to see the numbers back and not being restricted today.
Morning, Justin.
Well, mate, long time. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Very good, my friend. Great to hear from you. Good to have you on the stream, on the call.
Yes, likewise. How's it been going for you?
Yeah, good, mate. Been really good. Solid, steady. Bit slow of late. Not helped by market conditions. Obviously, it's been really tough. Gold's been very tricky. For the most part, London session has just not been moving. But still been going well.
16 wins on the trot.
Not at the moment. No, that was a while back.
Yeah. While back, yeah.
Yep.
Well done, mate.
Thank you. But otherwise, I mean, still going well. Had last week was a good week, but a slow week. Only 2 trades, but 2 wins. So
Oh, that's good enough.
that's it.
Win is always a good day.
100%. That's it. But this week's going to be a tough one with obviously a lot of news about. So we just need to be patient with that.
Sure.
Gold being a bit tricky at the minute. Look at this.
Question. I've got your screen up, and I've got your little box saying Justin, but no video of you. Is that correct at the minute, or?
Oh yeah, on the Zoom. Yep, because I've got obviously the cams open for YouTube and TikTok.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so we're still 5 minutes away from potential entry, but I want that confirmation just now. I want at least a bearish counter. Give us that little bit of structure on a 5 minute. Jareer, how do you stream, bro? TikTok studio. Come on, close bearish. Really want to form that structure, because otherwise, are we just grabbing a little bit more liquidity after the big dump to continue bearish? Oh wow, I mean, it's technically bearish. It has closed bearish on my chart. So it all comes down to now session open, when or how we close on this candle and how the new candle opens. So we want this candle to close now above the support. We want to close back bullish on the 5 minute. That will close the 15 back bullish, and then I will look for potential buys at London Open. Need a lower wick, and then the entry will be just above the 15-minute bullish candle high. LM, do you think today is only good day for gold this week? No, I mean, London session, so we've got plenty of time prior to news. The good thing is, hopefully, with all the news about shaking things up a little bit, and moved gold into maybe some really nice areas, or made some nice moves to give us some clean price action levels. But that will obviously remain to be seen. See it going higher and then down for the week. Ooh, popping. Still could be an entry, guys. Don't stress it. Wait for the candles to close, and we could still have a buy stop or buy limit. I don't know. Buy entry. I'm still gonna have a buy entry. And similar to a few weeks back, took a trade. I don't know if those who remember who are on the stream. Very similar to this. But exact same sort of catalyst, but what I did was I took a slightly early entry as the set was the candle. The next candle created its wick in the opposite direction. So I may do likewise, guys. Maybe roughly around the height of that bearish candle where I layer in, just to get in at a bit of a discount. That will give you a better stop loss as well. The other option would be just to wait for it to create a low wick. I mean, let's measure this. If this is the highest point, still not a bad stop for gold. You're looking at 32, 33 pips. So there are your two options, guys. Your first option is buying it as it creates the low wick. Probably tapping into, again, the high of that 5 minute roughly. The second option is to let it create a low wick and buy it as it begins to break the high of the catalyst candle. You've got bullish engulfing. You've got 2 minutes to wait though. So they're the two options. LM? Not at the moment. Doesn't look like it. I guess, do you think I should hold gold and sell from 44? TP is 25. Yeah, I wouldn't, to be honest. As long as it respects this support, I'd be very careful with it, to be honest. Alright, so I've given you the options, guys. Oh shit, this thing's pumping. Twice the plan is correct. Twice it may have moved without me. Oh. Alright, what I'm about to do is set a limit buy at the high of that bearish candle 5 minute, which is 33, 39, 18. Stop loss below 15. Now I've got it ready, and I'll likely set it as soon as this candle closes. No entry just yet, but I'm contemplating, waiting for the confirmation, because it still could pull back in the next 30 seconds. A buy limit at the high of this bearish candle on the 5 is a way of getting in. Let's go bar, yeah. And the other option, as mentioned, guys, lower wick as it begins to break the high is a potential option. You'd have to wait for the lower wick to form and use that as your stop loss, otherwise stop is going to be a little bit too wide. But I'm looking for the limit order buy here. Now I will set a limit on it, but I may execute slightly early. All right, so limit order set. It pumps here, it's off to the races, nothing we can do. Not much enough of a low wick at all for me to consider any entry. That is the actual. Oh shit, that pulled back quick and now it's popping in. Oh man, gold. It's not really giving us any chances here. As long as we respect the high of that candle, I'm going to leave the order in for the time being. That coin, this is gold, the gold coin. Spot gold. Buy it, hold it, be careful, I think it's going to flip. Yeah, it's a bit up and down at the minute. 1 minute into session open, so that's all good. TP docs, TP is 33.44. That would be a good target. Go. I wanted to get involved on the pullback, to be honest, guys. Off she goes. That's into that 5 minute IC candle just there. Yeah, it's gone, guys. Auto removed. Waiting game again. Not quite tapping. It tapped into that bearish candle high, but I wanted it back at the last bearish candle in 5 minute. It is what it is. Bouncing up and down. Let's have a look at GJ. Alright, at resistance. Late to that. 740 back at support, needs to close below. Alright guys, who's in buys at the moment? Well done if you are. Buy gold, risk 0.5 and just hold it. That's what you like to do. Not nervous at all, mate. I was just wanting my entry, and unfortunately it's not valid anymore. Didn't want it to break, so it is what it is. I don't get nervous when I trade. I followed my plan. Would have loved to have had an entry for the stream, but it's not valid. It's not valid. Like, nothing I can do about it. So I was hoping that it would pull back, tap into that level, and then bounce, but obviously it hasn't quite pulled back to that level. And it's what it is. It's not mistrade, it's not my trade. So again, I need to let it reset, and that's it. Nothing I can do about it. LM had a buy at 20 cents, 32.90. Yeah, well done. Nice one. And we'll next stop 33.50 docs potentially. Yeah, so I've removed the order, guys. I'm not comfortable with it, seeing it's broken. Session open. I mean, it looks like it might tap into it. Jareer, goodbye to you, mate. You've pushed it too far. That's how I roll in this channel. You start to come on here and say, I'll teach you or whatever, do all that shit, you're gone. There's no... I don't even think twice, just gone. I'm the man who has the bloody... the band hammer tool. I can just, you know, obviously, if I don't like something, buy to you. Yeah, it's a bit all over shop session open, so not quite tapping to that level, but again, it's no longer valid. Happy I didn't get involved as it broke on continuation. Just, to me, it's a little bit too much of an upper wick, so I would have rather get involved on the pullback. Major low will be swept. Is it not being swept? No, not yet. Yeah, it's gonna come down fair distance to do that. It's to sweep the highs right at the start of the stream. Arafin, what's the meeting password? I've got a couple questions. Mate, you gotta be a member. You gotta be Island VIP for that. User, it's good entry for sell at the minute. Yeah, not for me. You think personally? Fair enough, but yeah, again, for me, not really. Did tap into, again, the IC here. 5-minute candle, and it has respected it. That is actually interesting to see. All right, we can learn from that. I'm about to screenshot this. And we learn from watching, from doing, from, you know, looking at a trade but not actually taking it. Initially I was going to take it if it taps in on this candle. We've since pulled back to it now that I'm respecting it, so I'm gonna just screenshot it and keep it in a folder locked away. I have no idea why it does that. Oh, that's better. It did drop a fair distance after tapping into it. I think it dropped back towards the low here, so we would have had about 20 plus pips. Funny, there is no TP or stop loss because I did not get my entry. LM, you're in and out of buys and sells, so just be careful, mate. Don't want to get wrecked. HR1S. I was saying sell. It's crazy. Looking for a buy just there. But again, unfortunately, I didn't quite get the signal I wanted. Almost had the order set, but now invalid. So Anna Marie, are you buying or nothing in a minute? Again, I had a plan and unfortunately it's not moved post my plan. So can't just jump in because I still think it'll go up. I need to trade again as strictly as I possibly can to my rules. And obviously I'm gonna wait. Have to reassess and wait for it to reset. So really, this is the next level. That's the current range. The highest resistance here, the gray zone, the high time frame zone, and the support 33.60, 36.50. Want to be below it for sells. And right now we're kind of in the middle, so isn't a great deal just at the minute, but we will keep an eye on it. Like Evo, swing from 33.30. Think we swing higher this week. Fair enough. Use the sign of good trader, leaving the trade due to not getting the entry. That's it. You gotta have discipline when it comes to trading. You'd be much better for it in the long run. Not jumping in out of FOMO. I mean, would have jumped in there. Also had a plan. I mean, the analysis is correct. Just lacking a few minor details for me to take the entry. So the rules prevented me from that one. Prevented me from this one. This one's a little bit all overshot. And it just is what it is. Not gonna force it. What I think about GJ? Dylan? A mess. GJ is just really ugly. Look at that, a 4-hour and a daily. It's just an absolute shit fight a minute. Heavy consolidation, higher time frame. Usually in this situation, I would not go near it. Santa Maria, buying. A lot size is gold humble. Under lots. No, not quite. Arafin, I'll fall where it closed. Sorry, what in regards to. Not sure what that's in regards to. DXY, yeah, DXY is going up at the minute. Would you say 33.49 is getting hit today? You're not a bad target. We do have obviously resistance just really between 43 and 49, like we mentioned, and it's a strong level, and we have rejected it already twice today. The lows of the zone. As long as we continue to reject it, and if we start to create some lower lows, then we don't potentially need to pop up to that 49 level. Chris, morning to you, brother. All good. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. KJB, can I check silver? Be very similar to gold. So silver pulling back a bit. But again, I'm still accumulating as much of it as I possibly can. Weekly, weak bullish, so if we break the low of it, there's a good chance we're heading back down towards 37.72, that sort of region. Daily, strong bearish closure in the previous daily. It's just marking the low of that candle. Move on to the 4 hour. And that also has broken below support, but we have since closed back above it. So we popped below that previous weekly low, and I really think there's a good chance that silver is coming back towards 37.60 off the back of the 4 hour time frame. Resistance. Let's move on to the minor time frame here. All right, so the minor time frame is bearish. So off the back of the previous weekly, I would prefer to sell it, in all honesty, moving forward here today. As I mentioned regularly on these streams, when something has made a big impulse, in this case to the downside, usually the pullback, a lot of the time you're going to see these slow trickles, slow pullback, no momentum, nothing to suggest it's going to really push, and eventually the sellers step back in and it dumps again. So I'd be looking for a similar thing. I'd be looking to the left to see what potential levels we could pull back to, and I would probably mark in that level, previous level of liquidity, around at 38.40, and I'd just work my way up, and I'd be looking for price to move up to that point there. Strong sell signal from that point, bearish engulfing candles, so on and so forth, for price to create minor support, and as it begins to pop below support, there could be options, and that's why I'd be looking out in silver. Whoever sells below the low look good of the previous weekly, and when I would consider buying it would be once we've had a higher time frame confirmation closing back bullish, that being the daily. So if the daily closed back bullish, we still might not have necessarily flipped any structure in the minor time frame, but within that bullish closure, what we would have is structure to the upside, micro structure within the actual structure itself to the upside. Back of that, I feel is a higher possibility that we could get deeper pullback and some buy options. Gold is just all over the shop. You can see it, my MetaTrader, up, down, no clear direction. There'd be people getting wrecked. '15's closed weak bearish. So we'll see. Still very early days, guys. My first training session of the week. I guess gold just touched and turned around 5-minute time frame resistance trend line. I guess it's risky to buy. Yeah, it's happened. So it pushed into, would have been a bit of drawdown, not a great deal, but it's remaining above it. I've got another push down at least before we make the next big leg up. Yeah, potentially anything could happen. Back down to the 4 hour support potentially. Docs, how's it looking in the 4 hour? 4 hour looks like a good level to potentially get involved in buys. I mean, especially if this candle closes back even weak bearish, or so then you're forming structure on the 4 hour from the level of support. It is bearish in structure itself here on the 4 hour, but it is at strong support as well. So wow, it doesn't look bad to the upside, I believe. Is it buy or sell? FISO? Nothing in a minute. So you basically give your own signals away as well. LM. When I take a trade, I call it. Yeah. I've had 2 orders set, but both times they've had to be removed. So no entry. Ali? No idea. Obviously of interest. Part of it, I know you've been getting that ever since I streamed, even on the old stream as well. What lot size do you use? Old mentor used to say $1 million. Or how much you used to make 13 million a trade. Not true, but everyone seems to want to know all the time. I've always mentioned it's nothing huge. Most I've ever traded was 8. I'm not trading that in the minute. That's if Lim, you've taken entry at 33.40, hoping to go to 48. Ali, everyone's different. That's it. Kenan, it's a buy to 33.72. Fair enough. Arafin, to break support, does it have to close past the candle's highest wick? To break resistance, you mean? Well, to break it, it doesn't have to, but it just depends what you want. If you want a closure above, then it has to close above it. If you want to break above, then it just needs to literally break it. The downside, the bullish candles are of concern because they confirm support. They want closures below it. You can see his candle wicked below it, but didn't close below it. If anyone had a sell stop below that point, which a lot of signal service providers probably would, they would have got wrecked. So I prefer closures. Now, for instance, if this closes bullish on the 15 and closes back above, and we still have a bit of margin to the upside, that could be another valid entry. 5 minutes forming a bit of structure here as well. Gosh, what made lots of people enter long a few minutes ago? Probably session open, probably the pullback, maybe grab liquidity. People were happy it was at a buying level. Figured in obviously bots as well. What are my thoughts of buy entry at 33.40? I mean, it's in the bottom third of this minor range within the 4 hour range, but you know, I personally don't have confirmation, so LM, yeah, I think as well. Short-term profit on that one. Big profit in sell though. Continue buy TPs 33.72. Fair enough. Best bet would stall, sell, and buy, sell. Arafin, when would you wait for a candle to tap into the resistance? Tap into resistance if I wanted to. If I wanted to be satisfied that we've reached a level that I want price to pull back to grab liquidity from before looking for an entry, that is when I want it to do so. So for instance, if we're looking to sell it and the highest point of any rejection on the pullback or move up is this point here, we don't quite tap into that resistance, I may consider missing it and waiting for it to pull back and tap into it. Mind you, that is a 4 hour level. It has tapped into the 15. You really could drag that down a bit. Sure, we're pretty much at the open again of where we started London session, so need to chill. Nothing just yet Rolly ratio. That's how you pronounce it. This is a buy potentially. No news today either. LM. No, it's pretty much the only day. But don't be surprised if more news comes out of in regards to the tariff front. We bullish or bearish. SB at minute nothing. More bullish above 33, 36.50, but there is no entry. LM, yes, I am live Monday to Friday. Happy boy. So, shall we buy or sell? Nothing in a minute. Well, right now we just chill. Consolidating here on a 5. 15's form resistance. We want to be above that point before looking for any potential buys. And there's still a lot of things we need to tick off prior to looking for a buy above that point. And for sells, we want to be below 33, 36, 60, or back at resistance higher up. If it fails, rejection it will fall. Ruckus clips. Fortunately, I'm in trades to the upside. Nice one. At least, hopefully, you're following a plan to be in a trade to the upside, not just one of those screw it trades. I was going to say something else. At the bottom, Young D Asia caught a trade 33, 29.70. Possible reef 50. I mean, it is possible, but we've got resistance prior to it. So have a plan, trade management plan. You're in some significant profit. To be honest, for me, we're tapped in, definitely tapped into target already. You know, German 40. Keep forgetting to look at it, don't I? Oh shit! Look at that. Well, the good thing is it's triggering buys. So if it wipes out those buys now in the 5 minute, remember the 5 minute, in my opinion, be good enough on German 40. Such a massive asset class. So moves with a lot of volume, especially this time of day. So yeah, I would say for 5 minute close below, we're going to likely fill the gap at market open. Six minutes here on gold. Let's see. I do believe the more we pull back and respect this level, the more likely we are to eventually make the move back up to the 4 hour resistance. But once again, I need a confirmation. Thank you to the 81 new followers on TikTok. Do appreciate it. Let's go back. I can see price pushing higher, but there's no volume. There's volume, but it's a bit all over the shop. LM, if you're high buy, you're looking at short term. Quick in and out. So if it doesn't close above, that's basically it tapping in, and now just look for confirmation. Pretty much. So I want. In regards to what part though? I mean, here I want the closure above. If you're talking about the resistance here, then yes. All right, so 15 is not closed, has not closed just yet. We need to wait 5 minutes for that. Once again, we could have an option here. Got the 5 minute. Go on, mate.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we got the 5 minute closure above, but I really want the 15 because we're all over the shop at the moment.
I want to say about EU. Maybe I'm looking for a buy on EU. It's tapped to the H4 support there.
Yep.
And if we close on the M50 time frame, engulfing, bullish engulfing, so maybe I see here a chance maybe to get some buys.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that'd be a really nice
option. For the news, Justin, so the news was related, the decision was, I don't know, 12 hours ago, so
yeah,
this spike to the downside is not related, my
No.
understanding, not related to this tariffs issue.
No, I'm not sure what that was about, to be honest. See, back to gold, so we are rejecting. So again, we want the 15-minute closures here, guys, because we're still just chopping about at session open, still indecisive. So if anyone just took it off the back of the 5 and getting absolutely wrecked, we just need to chill, guys. Wait for stronger confirmation. When gold is in this sort of move, when it's trending, it's a different story. We can maybe rely on a 5-minute more. But whilst it's in a range and chopping about and really just in consolidation within a range, we need to just be patient. Hello, if it breaks profit on the way down will be lovely, even if it breaks. Yep, fair enough. What do you think of GJ? Samir, GJ is a mess. I wouldn't touch it. It's just a real mess here on the higher time frames. Let it clear this shit. Let it, hopefully, again, use tariffs and all that will hopefully give it a push out of this mess. But I'd rather sell it. Alright, Skull, we want this 15 to close right up, right at the high there. Good, so we're in 5 minutes, change character. Fair enough, hopefully you're right side of things. I'm not sure if you're in a buy or sell. Trading market, I took a loss entry. Was once in, breaks the bullish candles high. Was it a good trade? What? Yeah. Nah, not for me. I wanted to get involved on a limit order, which eventually would have triggered and would have worked, but would have preferred it to have happened prior to price breaking. And again, it's not trading, so to me, I'm going to be more strict with it. For me, I didn't like that entry above. That's why I didn't take it. Didn't like the fact that we left quite a long upper wick. Had a fair distance to travel just to break it. And if my memory serves me correctly, it created a small lower wick and then pretty much popped straight up, broke the high, which I'm not comfortable with that too. For me, it wasn't a good entry. This week's key charts are so shit that I teleported to the gym. Enjoy the gym, mate. Had a really good session today. Been hitting it bloody hard. Yeah, killing the gym. My little getaway. I love the gym. Everything, not chart now, just in general, like when I'm training on the sessions. Yeah, your best way for closures, mate. You want closures. You've got an entry point here. You got clean traffic above it. You can see price coming up to the next level if it closes above it. Just be patient with it. Whilst it's in a range, if it's trending, different story. If it's trending, you can take more impulsive entries. All right, so we're not closing back above, so still nothing here on our goal. We just need to wait. YB 076 3320 next target, but it's risky. 20. Yeah, look, if I was in a sell, my overall target would probably be flat support, so a little bit above that, 33, 32. What are you working out? What are you training today? Is this my next key? Let us know. Summit doldrums when it comes to gold trading. London session, London summer, been very, very slow, and exact same thing again so far to start the new week. Pretty much at London Open still. Sean, just back for you later. Nice one. Pretty much the two biggest upper body muscles, aren't they? Muscle groups. Surely, back, traps. Did chest today, and I did glutes and hamstrings and calves and abs. Oops. Mike's shorted from 3,500 close to 1,200 per shorted decade, then a bit back to 35. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you're the one who said gold's coming back down to like $700 or something. Whatever, mate. Whatever. Good luck. Good luck with that.
So you have pushed in the complete opposite direction.
Wow.
Oh, man.
What is with the sell-off from the majors? This is massive pullback. Maybe there's something we're missing in regards to tariff talks.
There's a strength in the US dollar.
But surely tariff talks would be good for the market because it creates certainty in the market. People know, what's going on, what the deals are, and people will be more happy to invest in the riskier assets. But
sorry, Justin.
oh,
it seems that even if there's a confirmation together for the US and the EU, but the tariffs are for some sectors are higher than before. That's the point. So
okay.
It's maybe an agreement right now for the moment, but here in the EU, they are not satisfied with that. So
Okay.
that's the point. This is maybe because then the euro is weakened.
Yep. Yeah, it's all the majors are really selling. Well, GU's not really, but every other one is. AU dying. Should be any different. Let's have a look at USD JPY. Actually, I've got it here. Yeah, it's not going up too much against the yen. Gold once again melting. Need closures below, guys, for any sell. So yeah, DAX possible long. There it goes, filling that gap. Shit. Wow. DAX is tricky. DAX is really tricky. Still not comfortable trading it, to be honest. Well, it's filled the gap now. So, for me, I'd be waiting for confirmation of support though. I wouldn't just buy it. Max says it's over. Fair enough. Maybe you know something we don't know. That guy Ryan, is it really hard to do? What training? For the average person, yes. Most people will fail. Most people won't have the patience and discipline to trade a plan, trade with rules, give things time to learn. It's definitely not for everyone. To me, I agree. Long term, I agree. Everything bloody hell, really time consuming, very time consuming. Yep, and has no direction at the moment. It's up, down. Asian sell off begins. Still no confirmation. We can still keep respecting this level. Yogesh, the way gold is falling, I'm just loving it. You, mate, I hope it continues. DJ is flying. Yeah, it is too. It's still just in a really tricky area in my opinion. Just a non-tradable area. I'd rather just look for a pullback sell. My bias is actually bearish on it. I'd remove that now. And I just favor the 4-hour resistance. Wait for price to pop up to that point, reject, and then potentially sell it. Another me high, is that not a double tower bearish? You mean a double top? Yeah. Alright guys, we need wait 7 minutes and just over 7.5 minutes for closure below. Just a reminder to my members who are on the Zoom call or those watching on stream, it is education day, so any questions, please send those into the chat, and even if you can't make it, I'm happily answer it. It will be recorded. It won't close below you're selling. How come? Because we've moved into the next range below, and that would be a signal for me clearing consolidation above support. If we close out of the consolidation below support, I feel it's a good chance we're coming down to 33 roughly, and off the back of that might be able to get involved in a sell. We've got 6 minutes. We've got time. Green gold, spot gold. It's there in the watermark. All right, so we want it to close below. I'm not taking, no way am I taking impulse entry coming from above support with no upper wick. Absolutely no chance. We need it to close below because multiple times now we've wicked into this level only to reject it or round it. Want confirmation. Wow, gold is on another level again today. LM, people need to get into gold news. Also, so many people just taking risk. LM, you've made your point clear. Just be careful, mate. Just be careful, otherwise you'll be the next one. Go on. Very easy for someone in the chat to go and say, I told you it was a sell, I told you it was this, why didn't you sell it? You're stupid, you should have sold it. It's that easy. Do your own bloody stream. What are you doing here? Just be careful, mate. I respect your opinion, but you do you, and I wish you luck. And if you're profitable, fantastic, I wish you luck. But I'm not going to listen to anyone in the chat. All I do is listen to myself, my view, on my plan, my rules, and if I have a valid entry, I will execute upon it. If not, I just sit and chill. Not going to be influenced by anyone. So that's how I roll around here. To me, DXY moving up could also mean gold. Yeah, true. Doesn't always though. You guys know how I feel about that. That's why I don't bother looking at DXY. But yes, for the most part. LM, all good, mate. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. All right. Are we going to get closure below? And if it's significant enough, then I will look for a limit order sell. So let's just measure this. Has to be about 10 pips below minimum. What's the low? Low is 63, so we need to be at 33, 35, 63. validate limit order. Okay. Sometimes people have to be told. Advisor Asia lows will be taken. Could do. We'll see. Docs, I agree. I totally agree. I always say I wouldn't bother looking at DXY for confirmation on gold. Sometimes they'll move together, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they move opposite, which is why everyone thinks they always do, but not always. It's not always the case, guys. I mean, the euro, I think, is the thing that actually affects the DXY the most, if I'm not mistaken. Euro and the other basket of majors. All right, so we looks like we're not gonna get the confirmation just yet. It's me, right? Yep. It doesn't always. Corfella looking for sells. Yes, but doesn't look like we're gonna close below. We've still got 2 minutes, so still could shit the bed and back below we go. We'll see. LM. Yeah, it's a struggle right now. It really is. It's a very strong level, but it looks of it now. Here within the range itself, we've got previous resistance to the left. We're consolidating above that level. We keep popping below it, but we end up closing back above it. So there's not much really in regards to any clear direction here at the moment on gold. But like I mentioned before, the more we continue to close above 33.38, 33.38.70 support, I feel there's a high probability eventually we will pop back up to 33.44. But there is just no confirmation at the moment. 5 minute, one bullish candle. That's about it. I don't have any clear confirmation or catalyst to buy it. So how no, there's no Lambo, go for it. Let me European will continue some more. Yeah, well, that's the other big issue. Exactly right in the news. So much to come out. Anything could happen, to be honest. It's a huge week. I know I'm going to wake up of a morning and I'm going to see gold leaving massive wicks, gold making big moves, whether it be up or down. That is for sure. Docs, same. Likewise. Nothing clear cut, so just don't take an entry. Green God. Probably a little bit older than what you think, to be honest. So we're not closing below. All good. Lambert, no news Monday, it's no trade Monday. Buy from 33.20, old Michigan. Opening market. Nice one. Alright, quickly look at GJ. Still making way back up to the resistance. EA. Potentially closing above. Some more resistance. That's it. Absolutely rank. You guys over in the UK, you got to get your asses back into the office and make things move a bit, because it has been bloody boring the last month. Oh, Michigan shit might sell. Samir, London just been consolidating nowadays, especially it has been. Honestly, gold has been rank. Quality entries few and far between. Escobar's going to get worse. Well, if the news about this week. But I mean, yeah, and that could shift things a bit and could open up the ranges a little bit. LM, new trade deal stuff, a lot of, yeah, heaps of uncertainty. Generally speaking, the markets don't like it, but look at these indices. I mean, if both the major, or NAS anyway, has created again a new all-time high to begin the week. So I'm not sure what is spurring that. I really have no idea. Because yes, markets don't like uncertainty. Bitcoin has been pumping again. The altcoins continue to pump. So as to why that is happening and why the majors are pulling back against the US dollar, so you've got strength in the US dollar and strength in the risk on equities and cryptos, that type of thing. I have no idea why. A little bit confusing. Gold attempting yet again to break below. Let's see if we get a closure here. All right, so seeing it'll be the hourly closure, we can now look at the 30 and the hourly time frame, and looking not bad if it does close below here. So we still may have an entry. We just patiently need to wait 12.5 minutes. If it's up, high, up. If it's low, high, low. Big week, yep. So we've been training 7 months, not profitable. I have amazing psychology, good strategy. Any tips? Be patient with it, because it could be minor details that you're missing. Could be just require a little bit of fine tuning. But the good news is, for the most part, it takes a lot of people a lot longer than 7 months to become profitable. It took me a good few years, to be honest, to see steady, consistent sort of results. You really need to be patient with it. Have a look at your plan. What is your win rate as well? So if it's as simple as you got a 60% win rate or something, or higher than 50%, then it obviously comes down to trade management, things like that. So hopefully you've got the data to back things up. Hopefully you've been journaling, because that will uncover your strengths and your weaknesses, and I would focus more on the strengths and try to eliminate the weaknesses. Don't trade it. That's what I would personally do if I were you. LM potentially, but not still convinced. Michigan, if we close below this blue zone, I'm looking to short it in 11 minutes. Here, why you're new, welcome. Yeah, I agree, Escobar. Just don't give up. The easy thing to do with anything you do in life is just give up, because it's too difficult. It's just convince yourself it can't be done. Just don't give up, and eventually you're going to start to get it. It's just going to start to click. You're going to start to see times where you're at least at that break-even level more often than not. You're going to have some good weeks. You might have a bit of a losing week, but once you get to that level, it's just one more step. So just keep at it. To me, absolutely patience key. I'm not giving up. Nice one. Nice one. So that's it. That's what we like to do, mate. A lot of patience in the market. Even last week, just uncertainty. London session. Yeah, that has been. London session again has been very, very choppy. But we'll see. We'll have an entry in 10 minutes. So stick around. Alright, so we've got 9.5 minutes. I will be back in about a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. US and EU made trade deal. London will dump. Yeah, we spoke about that potentially. But anyway, I'll be back in a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty guys, let's see. Gold pushing. Yeah, we need the confirmation here, and we could have yet again a limit order valid. We'll soon see. Stays below, get ready for some profit potentially. Back in time. Yep, just back in time. Thank you for sticking around, guys. All right, so let's assess our options here. So a limit order here on the hourly would be valid at low of the bullish candle. So you could even potentially layer in. On the 30, needs to close a little bit lower down. To be honest, there has to be 10 pips below that bullish candle's low. On the 15, just needs to be pretty much below that horizontal, and that's enough. That's 10 pips below the low of this zone. As far as a limit order, if we get the confirmation of the closure below, what I might do is, even if it's not quite low enough, then if the new candle opens up, creates the upper wick, then we'll have strength to the downside on the hourly, another strong bearish hourly candle. Higher the time frame, the better. Back of that, I may just sell it as it creates the upper wick, but I want it to close below this zone. Once again, it has to close below this zone. If not, I'm not going to bother. I'm personally going to call it for this session. So I want it to close below. Oh, Michigan, thank you. Samir, GJ, yeah, get on. Just not the current level it's at. I'm not interested at all. This is better though. From this level, potentially. Sell. Eagle effects owner, why we buy now? No, I'm looking for a potential sell. LM, I have no idea. It's all over the shop at the minute. It is bopping about, wants to melt and continues to pop back up. So we need to be, you know, for me anyway, I need to be really strict. Wow, definitely volume. Heaps of volume at the minute. The majors are still absolutely shitting the bed. Except for GU. GU is still a little bit of strength comparison, but EU and AU are just dying. Jeez, what is going on here? Is Trump tweeting or something? What is the deal, guys? Anyone know? Eagle effects zone? No. Discord. Well, Prosper, you don't think it will sell? Okay, fair enough. It's moving bearish at the minute, so I'm looking for potential sells if I can. Must be an alt. It's, yeah, man, it's trading a bit like one, isn't it? It's just up, down, bouncing about like a meme coin at the moment. Gold just being gold smear. Yeah, that too. So we'll see. We still could have the limit order, guys. Ow, shit. Don't want to tap into this target though. So I'm likely gonna sell limit this zone. That's what I'm likely gonna do. I need to wait still for that confirmation. Still, gold is all over the shop, could pop back up still. So that's 33, 69, 59. Top loss. Give it a little bit of a wider berth. Probably have it back above that point. That bearish candle. One, no upper wick. 15. All right, minute and a half, guys. Let's see. Now, once again, I might take a slightly earlier entry. I will keep you up to date as I possibly can. But either way, must wait for this candle to close. Eagle effects owner, exact prediction. I'm looking for sells. Exact prediction. I mean, anything could happen, but as long as we close below 33, 36.60, I'm looking for opportunities to take a sell. But if we tap into support, and that sell is gone, and I'll be looking for potential buys from lower down. It is very tricky, Escobar. I'm not sure. It's really tricky at the moment. Apple user gets the price right though. LM? Yeah, we'll see. Could have a valid entry, but I mean, the way it is at the moment, the reality is it could just shit the bed the open of the new alley as well. And if that's the case, there's no way I'm taking it. Eagle effects owner again. Criteria, I've mentioned what I'm looking for. Looking for a limit order. Don't know what that is, then you probably shouldn't be trading. But I need this count to close. It has to close below this horizontal. Confirm that. The other option is the hourly limit order at 33.38 roughly. Alright, so we close below. And I've set the first limit order. At 59. Got the confirmation I wanted to see. You could almost take an early entry just now, but I'm going to stick to the limit order. I'm gonna wait for it to retest. Done already on the 5 minute. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the limit order. Oh. Might reject a bit sooner though. But flips, it's gone. It's gone. Alright. Gonski. That's flipped. Yeah, had to have just been a slightly earlier entry. The idea was right though. The idea was right again. Getting in on the pullback. So it's not quite flipped. It looked like it was going to. Watching my broker's chart. As soon as it flips, that's it. I'm not gonna. Just gonna remove the order and go off to have some dinner. As soon as it flips. Doesn't flip, I'll stick around, but it's about to flip. So it is what it is. Yeah, there we go. It's flipped. All right. Again, idea was right. Unfortunately. Had to take slightly early entry. All good. Give it a go, guys. What can we do? Still nothing lost, so better than, you know, a losing day. Eagle FX owner. It was pretty obvious where I was looking for an entry. Even without me putting the actual number in, you can follow it along quite easily. Yeah, so that's it, guys. That's what I was looking at. It's flipped now, so I'm not gonna take it because the fact that we popped up, popped back down, popped back up again, and perhaps this is going to be the lowest point in the candle, and we could just burst straight through it. And we are very indecisive here on gold at the minute, so yeah, I'm gonna call it. Otherwise, maybe consider limit orders based off the hourly. That's a little bit higher up. I'm gonna go take a bit of a break. My team, I'll catch you guys in about an hour and a half probably. Keep you guys posted. Let me know if you take anything. And yeah, thank you to everyone who joined the stream today on both YouTube and TikTok. Thank you to the new followers on TikTok. And that's it. Eagle effects sell limit would be, you'd be in now if you kept that order in, but it's not valid in accordance to my rules. So guys,
yeah,
no worries.
I will not be in for the educational.
No problem, mate.
Appointment at the doctor.
No worries, mate. Not a problem. You take care.
Enjoy your dinner, man.
Thank you. You have a good day. Good luck. And
yeah, thank you, man.
everyone else. Yep, we'll do. TikTok, YouTube.
Bye.
Until then, take care. Bye, guys. All the best.